Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Lois and welcome back to Stoneblock 3. In the last episode, we managed to get all the way to the nether area. We got a little bit of netherrack. We finished up the thermal expansion quest line. I think that was all last episode. Might have been the one before. But we were also working with smelteries, and Tinker's Construct. So the big thing here is we made the, what are they called? The heater, and I was looking at stuff. We'll get to that in a minute. So if we look at Tinker's in here, we had the seared melter and the seared heater, which we were using to get, well, seared stone and whatnot. And just in general, we were working towards getting a smeltery. I went ahead and made the rest of the smeltery. Wasn't that much. We just had to make some more seared stone. So fun fact, you can make a 1x1 interior smeltery up to like a 16x16. It gets ridiculous. The larger ones are not efficient, but you can make very large smelteries if you so choose. And for the most part, we don't need to do much. What I want this for is so that we can get a hammer. There is a sledgehammer that we can get that we can then upgrade to a 5x5 mining area, and it is something that we can repair very easily, and just it's fantastic. So that's what I want to work towards a little bit today, and we're also going to head back to the stone dungeon, which is this big thing. Because there are a few things that we need to get that I don't have access to, and I'm looking at that. We need 3 more of these to get what I want. So, there's a couple other things that we need to kind of look into, but for the most part, that is the plan. So we're going to pick this guy up first of all, and we're going to put him in our backpack. I guess we don't need a second shield. I can't put him in a backpack. Right, I forgot about that. Let's grab some coal, because we might want that as well. And that we can put in the backpack. So at some point we are going to head back out and do some more digging. But there is a handful of things that we need to do first. So let's start with the quest. Let's finish the quest lines. We need to smelt up some diamonds, 4 blocks of diamonds, and apparently we don't have enough heat to melt that. Right. So if we want to melt diamond, if we want molten diamond, we need 1450, which means we need blazing blood, which means we need to smelt up blazes. Oh man, that is rough. Or blaze heads, which we can get from severing blazes. Okay. So we're not going to do that anytime soon. Let's put this stuff in here. And I need to get a to-do chest because I like having to-do chests, and I need to get rid of a lot of other things. So yeah, plans for the future. So we'll skip that and let's start looking at something else. So before we do anything else, we need some bronze. We also are going to need some more seared stone. So to get seared stone, we can do molten clay or seared stone, which we can make from grout. 2 bricks, so let's get a little bit of grout. So that is 1. We need 4. So we're going to need what? That much. This should be enough, and we should be able to just throw that in there. It'll start smelting up the grout, and we'll get a bunch of seared stone in there. Now, if there is liquid in here and we go in there, we will actually take damage. This is how we could get blazing blood. But yeah. Is there more? I mean, we can probably get other liquids. I do need to look and see if there is any other liquids you can get, which would be useful. But yeah, so there is 2 blocks. We can just start pouring that out and getting all of that. Now we also need to get some bronze. So I have 2 whole bronze. It doesn't actually matter what we use. We could use electrum. There is a lot of different materials we could use, but we need 3 blocks of some sort of metal. And so I guess let's get a block's worth of 10 and 3 blocks worth of copper. And we'll get this all smelted down. Should work out nicely. And that shouldn't take too long to do. We'll get 4 blocks of bronze, and then we can use that to make what we need. And that is not mixing, which is good. We don't want to mix our copper and our seared stone. And all of this is to make a Tinker's anvil. And this is basically the upgraded version of the Tinker Station. So if you ever played the older versions of Tinker's Construct, what was it called? The Forge Station, where it was this thing, but like all metal and whatnot. It's the same thing. They just decided to make it an anvil instead. That's it. So we need to get just a couple blocks of bronze, and then we can start working towards our hammer. Let's go ahead and throw some tin in there, because why not? Let's start making some bronze. We can then, you know, get stuff out. I do wonder if there is a way to see. So there is the first block of bronze. So I do wonder if there's a way to see the temperatures for Tinker's metals, but I don't know if there is. Fluids. So let's see. I don't see anything. I wonder if we could like look at this. Blazing blood. Yeah, we need to get the blazing blood. That is kind of the big thing. So there is the first block of bronze. We don't have quite enough in there for another block yet, but now we do. So we'll get this out. And yeah, what we're going to be trying to do is making a hammer. Now a hammer, I would show you in the book, but I'm going to show you once we make the anvil. It is relatively easy to kind of understand what we need. And I look through the parts. I think I know what parts I want. We're going to have to do some more alloying things. We're going to need to make some stuff, but in general, this should be pretty easy and straightforward. So let's go ahead and make our anvil, and we'll put it right there. So if we want to make a sledgehammer, this is a broad mining tool, harvests blocks in a wide range. It requires a hammerhead, a tough handle, and 2 large plates. Now we need to make molds for these. So in order to do that, we're going to have to smelt up some gold. Gold is used for making casts. They're called casts, not molds, but same difference. And we actually need to get 1 more gold, and then some sort of ingot. So let's use seared stone, seared brick, because why not? I actually don't know if it consumes the material you use to make the mold or not, but we will find out. So we're going to need a hammerhead. Does it consume? It does. Okay. So we're also going to need a large plate. Now these casts are going to be something we can always use, which is nice. But yeah, we'll have to get, I think there is a chest that we can use to put them all in. So single-use casts are made out of sand. Multi-use casts are made out of gold. I think there is a chest that we can... Tinker's chest, maybe? We'll look into that. I don't know if that will actually work or not, but we're also going to make an ingot cast, just so that we can get excess ingots out. So perfect. That is what we need. Now we have to do the next step of getting the stuff together, and that is where things are going to get very difficult. So I know there are some books with tinkers. There is this one, which is Mighty Smelting. Basically tells you all the stuff. There is a bunch of stuff about the tools and all of the tier 3 materials. Now I don't know if there is any other books and tinkers that we can use to look at things. This is, yeah, still considered tinkers. There are. We pour a thing of gold over, you know what, let's do that. Because it's been a while since I've used Tinker's Construct, and more importantly, there is a lot of changes. We can make books pretty easily. We can get, I mean, we have infinite resources, more or less. So we just need to get a book. Foundry, don't care about the foundry. Gadgetry. I just want to know, that's an introduction. That is something that we could potentially use. And I don't know if that is something that we already have or not. We might have some books lying around. I mean, I know we have the engineer's manual, but maybe not. So let's see if this has anything good. Yeah, I would say it's got some decent things. But yeah, there's a lot of things that we're going to need. Not going to worry about that. So what we're going to do, we need to get some materials together. In order to make our hammer, we're going to make the hammerhead out of hepazon. Let's actually, can we just go ahead and make that one chest thing, if I can find it again? Cast chest. Oh, okay. That is expensive. You know what? I think I'll pass. And instead of that, we'll just grab a chest. It probably can interact with the smeltery, if I had to guess. But we're just gonna break that. We're gonna put a chest there. We're gonna put our cast in there. That works just fine. I'm a little too cheap for what that all was. So, our hammerhead is going to be made out of hepazon. Hepatazon? I don't know how to say it. We need 8 ingots of this stuff, and it is an alloy, so we get 2 ingots per quartz block, cobalt ingot, and 2 copper ingots. Now, the problem with this is we don't have any cobalt. So how do we get cobalt? Well, to get cobalt, we can, so I guess raw ore, we can crush crushed netherrack, and it is an 8% chance. So this is something that we can actually do. We'll also get debris scraps, so we need to get more netherrack. So that is going to be temporarily on hold. The handle we're going to make out of rose gold. Now this we should be able to make. It is gold and copper. And this is where we're going to need the ingot cast to get extra. So 2 copper and 2 gold. We'll make that. The other thing is amethyst bronze. We're going to need 4 ingots of this. To get that, we need an amethyst and a copper. Gives us 1. So 4 copper and 4 amethyst. Not too terrible. So let's go ahead and get this stuff smelted up. And so the first thing we're making is the rose gold handle. The reason that we're doing this, and this all comes back to kind of, Tinker's Construct is a lot of fun. If you've ever played with this mod, basically you can make different parts for different tools, and all the parts have different stats, qualities. And you can combine them all to do more things. Now, why we are making a hammer is to get the, it starts with a natural 3x3 square. You can improve it with 2 upgrades. using the expanded modifier. This allows it to do a 5x5. Now, it requires some amethyst bronze, not difficult to get. Ichor balls, which are a little bit more difficult. We need to get them from blood shrooms, and I don't know how to get that yet. Ichor crystals we can get from crushed netherrack, so that might be the plan. We'll see. But let's see, we have 4 ingots of rose gold. Let's go ahead and get this stuff smelted up, and we'll also get our ingot cast to collect that. So there is our first tool. Now, the reason that we're using rose gold is it has enhanced. This ability is really cool. Can I see it if I put it in here? So it doesn't tell you, but enhanced, I can tell you, it gives you another upgrade slot. So that is really useful. Now, what is the other thing that we're going to be using? Mana steel. That is why we need to go adventuring. I think, I don't know, I could be completely wrong, but I think we can get amethyst bronze. Cool. I think we can get mana steel from chests. I'm hoping. There is a chance that we can't, and if that's the case, oh well. We'll deal with it at that point. But we have 2 of the parts of our whole thing, and yeah, I'm going to be mining off camera so that we can get more stuff. So let's go ahead and head to the stone dungeon. Actually, let's wait for a second. Do I have more torches? I do. Okay. I think that's going to be enough, and we do need arrows. That's unfortunate. We don't have many arrows, but that's fine. So let's go ahead and go to the stone dungeon. We'll teleport. And here we are. That was easy. So now we can equip some stuff. And honestly, I think the torch bow is going to be more important than the regular bow. There are a lot of chests that we can collect, and I want to do a little bit of adventuring before I do too much. I mean, getting Mobius fuel is nice. And so this is the direction we need to go. There are a couple of things. I don't trust things that look like that. What is this spawner? A witch spawner. I don't really want this to exist. We can always go get more spawners later. And then what are you? A Vindicator. Also a terrible thing. Actually, let's back up for a second. There is a thing. I keep getting like various hints and whatnot. But something that we can do, I believe it's called a cardboard box. Yeah, so these things require sawdust. Sawmill or pulverizer. So we can get sawdust from a pulverizer. And then we can make a cardboard box. And that allows us to pick up spawners. It can pick up any block, any tile entity. So it is very powerful. So I think that's what we're going to do instead. That terrified me. Why did that terrify me? I don't know. Probably because everything just spawned randomly. Alright, let's back up. We don't really have bows. But let's switch to our bow. Oh my gosh. Mouse is not being my friend. Right. Perfect. Evokers are not fun to deal with. And I despise how they all just kind of randomly spawned. But there's literally spawners right here. Vexes. Husks. So much stuff. Villagers are actually pretty easy to deal with. So we just need to... Oh my gosh. There are so many things, and I don't even know if they're all spawning from, like, the same... Oh, these guys hurt. We also need to eat. Alright, perfect. Skilled zombie. So you are a special guy. Let's just get rid of you guys. Voluntary exile. So villagers would be bad to encounter right now, because it would start a raid. But glowing berry, amulet of mana regeneration. That is an Ars Novia thing. We can just dump all this stuff in here for now. So yeah, there's a lot of things that like to spawn over here. We need to... Oh my gosh, there are so many spawners. And I don't even... Oh my gosh, there's even phantoms. Alright, we're gonna back up to this hallway. I missed. And I think the most important thing is getting rid of the witches. A lively pillager. So yeah, these guys are... Hi, Phantom. Oh my gosh. I don't have enough arrows to do this. Alright. There are a lot of things trying to kill us. And then strays. Ugh. I fell into the hole. Alright, let's... Dark matter. Enderman's... Okay, this chest was amazing. But why does it feel like a trap? Probably because it's amazing. What was the enchanted book? Capacity and Protection 3. I tried to hit B, which is usually my backpack button. It doesn't work like that. Alright, anything... And some beef stew. Nothing super great. Mana Steel. Hey, we can get Mana Steel. That is amazing. We need to get... I mean, can we actually... We can recycle it with an arc furnace. That's not what I want. No, don't explode. Alright, I don't think these spawners really care about light levels. You are doomed. Who wins, actually? Oh no. Okay, we gotta... we gotta get out of here. I want that loot crate. Run, 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 run. So there's a lot of spawners in that hallway. There are a lot of spawners in that hallway. We got a rare loot crate though. That's kind of nice. Don't try to poison me. We're out of arrows. That is unfortunate. And we got poisoned. That is even more unfortunate. Okay, so we can... Honestly, at this point... Let's open the rare loot crate, because I'm more curious than anything. Bubble coral. We can grow that, actually, with crops. Is it useful to grow? No. It's not. But we can grow it. There are a ton of things here. Alright, as much as I don't want to do this right this instant, let's eat a hamburger. That will do a lot for our health. So let's take a look down this path. How bad is it? Okay, not terrible. What we're gonna do is this. Gonna take a look first of all. So there is some nether stuff in here, not that important. We've already collected a little bit of it. Over here, I think there was nothing. Yeah. There was a chest here, right. We're gonna take all that. We're gonna break the chest. Nothing else in this area. So what we're gonna do is collect a little bit of stuff and glow squids. We're just gonna break some of these chests. Phantoms are annoying, but oof, a little bit of a lag spike looking at this phantom, looking up. Oh my gosh, please, phantom. Thank you. Alright, we're gonna put all this stuff away. And alright, zombie. What we're going to do is this. We are going to leave. We are just going to straight up leave. And I am going to, for the most part, what we're going to do is this. We're going to leave, obviously. But I'm going to want to make some of the cardboard boxes. And what we're going to end up doing is just, as we kind of go through this area, I think we can carry all that stuff. Anything in there? No, but I want the blast furnace. I'm also going to take the smoker. Don't know if we need them. Don't know if they're going to be useful. We're going to grab a lot of the resources in this area. The stone, why not? Furnace doesn't have anything in it, so it can just sit. Okay, so then we can put anything in here. We can grab whatever we can carry, and then we are going to go home. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to make the boxes. So we're going to take a stack of wood at some point, and to make the cardboard boxes we need sawdust. To get sawdust we can pulverize any sort of wood and we'll get a bit of, that's not my pulverizer. We are out of power. That is really bad timing. Do I have anything that would be, can diamonds? Don't remember. Yes, we can burn a diamond to get some power. That is enough for right now. So basically, we just have to get the pulverizer, which is not even in there. Let's see, pulverizer. We set it down, and we just grab some sawdust, and then we can make cardboard boxes. And so these can be used to pick up any tile entity. They do stack, which is really nice. So we can just pick up spawners. It's going to fill up our inventory very quickly, but oh well. Like, of things that are terrible, oh well. So I think what happened, by the way, is the heat generator probably got unloaded and it broke everything. What is the black ingot? Oh, it was iron. It was just in a shadow or something. Okay. Anyways, that is, I think, going to be it for today's episode. So we got a bunch of loot. I don't know that there was much that was great. I mean, we got a enchanting table, which is nice. I don't think we had one of those. Yes, we do. We do have an enchanting table. Never mind. It's in here. But we have another ingot of mana steel, which is kind of the big thing. So here is the plan. I am going to run the tunnel bore for a little bit, grab a bunch of netherrack, and I might make another auto hammer. I might make another one of these. Let's turn our magnet off so we don't pick up anything. But we might go ahead and do something. I might just do it manually. But get a bunch of netherrack all crushed up, and then we can run it through the crushing wheels. I'll try to grab some of the materials and add it to here so we can turn it into cobalt. And I don't know if we get... let's see, the crushed netherrack. Let's see, there the hammer is. Crushed netherrack. Raw cobalt can be bulk blasted into cobalt ingots, which is fine, but the debris scrap cannot. And so all of this stuff will have it just go into the system, and we'll put some drawers for it all and start collecting that stuff. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. Can I just... I mean, I could just put a drawer next to one of these things. It would pick it up and it should put it into the chest. We'll see. But maybe that's what I'll do, is just put a drawer here for netherrack and then have netherrack processing. That sounds like a good idea. So I will make another diamond hammer. Shouldn't be too difficult to do. And next time, we will do something. I don't know. We'll probably go back to the... We'll go back to the dungeon, explore a little bit more, try to get through more of that area. If we can pick up spawners, it'll be a lot easier because we can just grab them as we go. And yeah, we'll go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!